Well, good morning, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Draw with Mikey, our super casual, chill out series where we just draw whatever in the sketchbook and talk about whatever as well, based on your comments in the comment section below. Hope you guys are all doing really well. I've got really no news and nothing in particular to report for this particular episode, so I'm probably just going to go ahead and draw some absolute randomly in the sketchbook. I've got a very vague idea right now of I thought, oh, I know what I wanted to do a drawing of a while ago that I never quite got round to, just for the hell of it. So I'm probably going to do that whilst we, as ever, go through your delicious comments. So what is going on in the world of you people? Ducknam says, how you doing, Mikey? How you doing, Ducknam? I'm currently trying to draw a whole bunch of ducks that resemble characters to sell at a convention. Who should I draw? Until more or less look like my icon. Oh my god, that's a very particular thing to do. People themed ducks. Oh, okay. So, well, does it even count as furry if they've just got feathers? I don't know what the rules are for that sort of genre. Who should you draw? I don't know. Famous ducks, man. I don't know what you're into. You into like, say, like films and stuff? Because you could do like an Alan Rickman duck trying to take over the Nakatomi Plaza if you're old enough to remember such fun things. Or you could draw ducks. You could draw evil ducks. You could do a Hitler duck. There's not enough Hitler ducks on the internet, and that's a very rare complaint, but it's one of the things I've always felt deep in my heart when I was a young child, back in the days of Windows 95. There are not enough Hitler or Nazi-themed ducks. So Nazi ducks, I say. Ducks that are trying to screw it over for other ducks and all the geese and swans and children who feed them bread. Maybe something like that. Sparky15, how you doing? I can feel your anger. It gives you focus. Thank you very much, sir. Just read a comment now, just makes sense. Luke asks, what brands and artists do you listen to whilst drawing? Oh, dude, that is in fact an incredibly good question. Now, for those of you who don't know, like if you're drawing and not talking like I am, then I strongly recommend, if you're not watching a film or something that's kind of on topic, that you put on some music in the background, because music helps you out with your artwork absolutely massively. And if you put on the wrong kind of music, it can actually be detrimental. So it all needs to match the art as far as I'm concerned. If I'm drawing like a really, say, detailed dark picture, say it's like Guts, sort of a berserk, not like the SAS kind of version we did a while ago, but say like a really grim version of loads of monsters and dark and evil, I might put on some Kentaro Miura music, look him up, or maybe like some really dark classical music or something like that. And then for the most part, when I tend to do my time lapses for this series, I like to put on some music that's really got some energy. So I really just like get into the drawing feeling and really start to crack on. So what I might do there is put on some like really aggressive EDM. And I'm quite a big fan of Kill the Noise at the moment. Another excellent artist I recommend you look up if you don't know who I'm talking about. So I tend to let YouTube just do a massive Kill the Noise playlist. But that is an excellent question, sir. What, to all of you people at home, what music do you tend to listen to if you're doing loads of art and drawing? Or is it just Draw with Mikey that you could put on in the background every single time? Hello. Because, yeah, if you guys could always say this, like, if you know some excellent YouTube channels that you watch and listen to, then let me know about it, because I'm behind with the times. But if you also know some excellent artists and groups whose music really kind of does the trick for you, then again, let me know, because that sounds like some pretty cool stuff. Very good question, sir. Very good indeed, Luke. Ari Pielecki says, what type of tea do you like? Ah, so the big questions finally come out in life. I understand. This is important stuff. Now, as an Englishman, if you're from the States, you might not really know as much about tea as you should. And you might just sort of assume, oh, English people, they like Earl Grey or they like Twinings tea and stuff like that, the Queen's Best Blend. And actually, although they are kind of fine, although some of them are a little bit odd, like, for me, tea is all about being accessible for everybody. And I just like a good old PG Tips pyramid bag. Not the cheapest brand, not the most expensive, but really good thorough cups of tea come out of PG Tips. So that's what it's all about. Oh, and a bag shaped like a pyramid. So that when you put it in the water, is this the saddest thing I've ever talked about? Yeah, it might be. The bag shaped like a pyramid. So when you put it in the water, it floats in a very open shape. So you get all the tea leaves and stuff, really get to move around, and you get the most out of your saturation of your cup. Oh, it's really, delicious tea. In fact, I've just had a cup, but it's now empty. Oh no, I didn't think through this episode at all. I've just woken up, if you can't tell by the way, people. I didn't think it through. I haven't actually legitimately got a cup of tea with me. That is terrible, terrible news. So what am I doing on the page? I am drawing a picture, as you can tell, of an octopus. I just looked on Google Images for octopus drawing, so someone else has kind of done very similar art before. And I'm just using it as a guide because I want to draw somebody a bit like Cthulhu, the Dark Lord, something like that. Where is the Dark Lord? But I really want to just draw an octopus on a person's body, maybe in a suit. So as such, I looked at pictures of octopi. Is that, get in the comments below, is that an octopus, octopi? And then also pictures of suits. And as such, my intent is to draw these bad boys together and just for the freaking dicking fun of it, because I have such powers at my disposal. So we're just going really curvy and weird and shapely with tentacles. And kind of reminds me a bit of the James Bond intro, which got a little bit weird tentacle porny as well. But I guess they just felt that was okay. Because it did have a really sinister spectre overview, I should say. So I guess people kind of allowed that. Let's just get this up here. And then this up down there. And drawing animals, I also strongly recommend. Obviously, we're drawing lots of people on the channel, lots of characters, but animal studies are really important, and I think you should draw lots of things personally. If you love drawing one particular style, like you'll know that I draw a lot of female characters a lot of the time. But when I'm not doing lots of videos and things, and you'll probably see with the Draw of Mikey episodes, I do like to do loads of studies of animals, places, things, items, just to build up the skill set. And because it just helps and helps and helps you and build up your ability to look and see. You've got to really see what's going on. Best described in Game of Thrones, in fact. So if you read, I don't know if it's in the actual first season. Oh, look, I'm smudging already. What an arsehole. I don't know if that's in the first season, but there's a bit in the books of Game of Thrones where Arya's training with Syrio Forel in the art of water dancing. And Syrio talks to her about looking and what it really means to look. And he's got this story where, I do apologise if I'm raping this story and giving you a really bad version of it as well, where he talks about he was the sword instructor to a previous king in Bravos or something like this. And the test was that he met the king, and the king was meeting loads of sword fighters, and Syrio wasn't necessarily the greatest of the fighters, or the most famous. And the king showed Syrio his cat, and he's got like this big fat tabby cat, and the king's just like, this is an exotic cat that I got from a faraway land. Don't you think it's really exotic? And, you know, what do you like about it? And all the sword fighters were like, oh, yes, my king, it is indeed an exotic cat. Its ears certainly are unusual, or its tail is extra bushy from cats that we get around here, or something like that. And the whole point is that because the king was telling them the cat was exotic, the sword masters, they were just going along with it. They weren't really looking at the cat anymore. He said an exotic cat, so they saw an exotic cat, and they were talking about how exotic it was. So when it came to Sirio's turn, and he visited the king, story time with mikeymegamega. Oh, let's sit round the campfire. I just realised how corny this all is. But anyway, like when Sirio goes and visits the king, and the king's like, have you ever seen a cat like this? Look at my cat. And Sirio's just like, what are you saying, bruv? I see cats like that every day on the street. And that was it. The king gave him the job. Because the point is that Syrio wasn't letting other people's advice or opinions on stuff affect the way that he saw the world. He was still seeing with his own eyes and being very critical about what he saw. So when the king said, this is a famous tropical cat, Syrio was like, okay, cool. But what I'm seeing right now in your lap is just a street cat, okay? And I'm going to call it as such. I'm not going to pretend I'm seeing something different. And that's all about really looking. So why the hell am I telling you this story? Because you need to look, you need to see. When you're drawing an art, you end up looking at an object like you've never looked at it before. If you just look at something, your brain makes loads of assumptions about it. You'll only actually look and focus on a small part of an object, and your brain does all the rest of the work and starts to say, okay, that's a tin can, so I understand its kind of shape and form from other tin cans I've seen in the world. I don't really need to worry about it. And then if you sit down and you actually have to draw it as accurately as possible, you'll start to really see the form of it and notice things you'd never noticed before. And that's just what I'm getting at, really. Drawing really makes you see stuff. Like, you really observe completely differently as an artist. And it is an excellent skill to have, because you really start to notice things you hadn't. Sometimes really important stuff as well. So get into the art of looking and seeing, everybody. That's really big news. I want all of you to be lookers and seers, but not like, creeping out on people, looking through their window and stuff. That's definitely not what I'm instructing you to do. But if you are going to do that sort of thing, do it at night when people inside the house have the lights on and you're outside in the dark, because then it makes them less likely to spot you. Not that I'm saying do it. I'm just saying if you do it at night and not in the daytime. Less likely to be caught. Good advice from Mikey Mega Mega. Brandon Flores says, good job, Mikey. Keep it up. Can you do a tutorial on how to draw metallic surfaces, both on pencil and on ink? Yes. So we're doing figure tutorials, a whole range of figure tutorials for female figures at the moment. And that's still going to go on for ages because we've got quite a few more to do. It's going to go for a good few handful of weeks so far. But eventually, after we do that, and then we do guys, and then we do backgrounds and scenes and all that sort of stuff, and action poses and so many things, then yeah, we will get round to learning about textures and forms and how to express different material qualities, because that's just as important as everything else. But in the meantime, seeing as I won't be doing that for absolutely ages, good sir, you might want to just check out other tutorials on YouTube. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people do it just like me. Some of you have, sent me really nice messages before and sort of said, I'm really glad you're teaching people how to draw or making tutorial videos. Not these videos. This is teaching you nothing. This is just me talking, explaining some stuff whilst you hopefully get on with your own stuff in the background. Welcome on board, everybody. But people have said, oh, I'm really glad you do the tutorials and you don't make people pay for them. Because obviously I've got a Patreon account, but I'm not really, I'm not going to make any less videos just because of that. I still like what I do. And some people apparently charge for tutorial videos. It's not really my vibe because I want everybody to be able to draw. Ideally, in a perfect world, everybody would love drawing. That'd be so fucking cool. But there's probably loads of YouTubers who do drawing tutorials. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Which are, if not better than mine, at least just as good. And to be fair, probably better. So I'm not the only guy out there. Like, don't just stick with my tutorials. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I love your support. Hang around, absolutely. But don't just stick with learning one person's style. If you learn from many masters, and I'm absolutely not a master, by the way, don't misinterpret that. I'm absolutely just a guy on the path, just like everybody else, learning techniques. If you learn to draw and build up skills from loads of different people, that's really going to help you just pick out the bits that you really love about other people's techniques. And eventually, just going to keep that in focus, that will lead to you finding and loving your own style and your own techniques. And that's the absolute beauty of art, I think. Or, to be honest, anything, including martial arts and all sorts of stuff. So, yes, cheers, Brandon Flores. Thank you very much. Indecisive Death says, Kamikaze Artist, hey! Hey! I really enjoy your art and commentary. Thank you very much. It is a pleasure, although I do want to go back into bed right now and not go to work later. Really like just sketching in the background, just listening. Yeah, good stuff. That's probably what this series is all about. Consider it a companion series. You're going to do some artwork, and if you're not going to listen to some music in the background like we've just been discussing, like some really good pumping music to really get you into your art and draw really well and fluidly, again, do that, everybody. Do give that a try. I really recommend it. Then, yeah, put this on in the background. You do your art or crack on with what you're doing, creative writing, whatever. And then you just get your friend Mikey, your friend from the internet, from the YouTubing, the tubing of the Ube, just talking to you in the background. Hope you're all getting loads done. Yes. So you'll notice that I'm not really drawing suckers as such. I'm indicating where suckers would be by just drawing some circles. I might turn them into actual suckers later. I might not, because this is a bit more of a kind of a graphic image, if anything. I just want to get an idea across about, vaguely there's an octopus here. Vaguely it's got tentacles for all just like all over the boat. You know how octopuses are. All grabbing stuff all the time. Greedy, if anything. That's how I would describe an octopus. The greedy sea person. In fact, that's probably what the Latin translates at. Greedy sea people. You know what them octopuses are like. They're the worst. Although they do look really, really cool. And apparently they're quite intelligent animals as well. So, c'est la vie. Although, whenever you see giant squids in films, they're usually like too friendly, and maybe they're hugging like an ancient galleon really hard, and then the galleon breaks. Poor squids. All they want to do is hug people. They're just really, really misunderstood monsters of the deep. OG Art Block. Oh god, Art Block. Can you do Musashi from Vagabond Gender Bend? That's actually a fairly good idea. We could add that to the future, because I do love Vagabond and Musashi's art. So, yes, but his art style, how to put it? Because like his art style is fucking amazing, and the character's amazing. And the character's just really just a bit of a wandering swordsman type. So I could draw that. I'd basically just be any girl that looks like a hobo and has a sword. There's not many particular tropes other than he's always got an unshaven look and a slight scar on the top of his head. But we'll think that over, good sir. Good suggestion. Let's just have this tentacle coming up and around like bar. Last episode, I took way too long to read all your comments, and the episode was really, really long. So this time, I'm trying to make sure we crash our way through. Charanjit Singh, hello sir. Nice, Mikey. I just drew an anime girl. I would like you to check it out, and as such, includes a link. Oh, and then a further bit where it says, sorry, I gave you the wrong address. What are we looking at? A Google Drive thing. My drive. No items. Challenge you, idiot. Get some better links up. Show your artwork. If not there, then send it to me on Facebook. I mean, you guys should know by now. Like, link in the comments, description below, whatever it is. You know where to look for things on YouTube. But obviously, I have a Facebook page where you get to submit your art to me. I mean, you don't have to. It's just if you want to. And then about 6 or 7 weeks after you submit it, I eventually read your message, because I'm really behind with that. And then if I really like your art as well, I will post it on the Facebook page for everybody else to see. So whenever you submit me something, pre-warning, I might well just show it to everybody. But that's always a bit of fun if you like to show me what's going on. I don't really, because I obviously message you back and say, oh, awesome, or, you know, work on that and so on. I don't massively have the time. I do try to, bear in mind, but a lot of you want very particular bits of art feedback. And I don't massively always have the time to give you like a full rundown of study this, this, and this, or do this, this, and this more. But I will always try my best when I've got a moment to. And, oh, in fact, with that in mind, some of you guys have said before, a while back, whether I should do like maybe a live art feedback thing where you can send in your art and I would make a YouTube video where I look at your artwork and maybe suggest improvements or things to work on. That is very, very time heavy. I like the idea, but that in particular might have to be more of a Patreon thing because I just don't have the time. I mean, oh God, you know what? I'm really sorry. Because every episode I do this, I'm all like, oh, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, Mikey's not got enough time. Oh, Mikey's videos might be late. What an arsehole. I've just realised what an absolute arsehole I am. I'm always complaining about not having time. But you know what? I should make the time, really, shouldn't I? So yeah, I really should think about that in the future. Oh, I'm so busy, look at me. What a dickhead. My eyes are open now, everybody. I've just realised. What a cock. But it is true. I am. I'm joking aside. I'm proper biz. So what was I getting at other than just learn to draw animals? Because that's fucking awesome. Something about submit your artwork. Oh, I've totally forgotten. Oh yeah, so yeah, I might make that a Patreon thing if I've got the time. I've, as ever, always behind on Patreon uploads and things like that. So I've got to make some videos tonight whilst I'm rendering this thing from El Trondel Pate, such as the longer versions of the SAS series. And yeah, there really should be an SAS this weekend. So thanks for your patience, everybody. I will be smashing one out, hopefully. Lager Hillfire. Hello, Lager. Nice name. Nice. Can you do power armor from Fallout? Oh, I could. I could do a really messy power armor picture in the future. That would be a good idea. I haven't actually played Fallout 4 for ages now. I started a Let's Play of that. And then I made the episodes like super, super quick to hopefully make them really easy to watch. And then one of you lovely people actually calculated I would be uploading videos for about 270 days minimum if I stuck only to the plot of the game before I'd actually completed it, which means the Let's Play would run well into summer of 2017. So then I started uploading slightly longer ones. I kind of squeezed loads of videos I'd already made together. And then I stopped for a bit because I started playing some other games. I've really been smashing out the Mass Effect. And I've just been purchasing, firstly, a load of second-hand PS3 games off eBay. So excited they're all coming in the post. I fucking love waiting for post. And also, I've been grabbing a recent modern video game title. So I'm going to give that a little test play, and if I really like how it looks and how it feels, I will be introducing a new Let's Play series. So, I mean, a lot of you quite like the Mass Effect. Those of you who do watch that sort of thing, that is. I appreciate that's not many of you. But you have certainly mentioned as well, maybe it's time to play more than just Mass Effect, just to keep the channel interesting. And I agree, because I would like to play some other games as well, although Mass Effect is becoming much more of a better game than I thought it was. I thought Mass Effect was okay. Turns out it's really good. So that was a great suggestion from you lovely people at home. Now on this tentacle, I'm just drawing these sucker circles in, or where they be, a little bit more simply, because that's going to be a bit further back. Doesn't need to be as bright and bold. Later on I'll just make it darker instead. And yeah, so there we've got like an octopusy octopus. And that was kind of part of a point of why I was drawing it this morning. But really, what I wanted to do was stick it on a person. That was exactly what I was all about. So Colby Senior says, "Well done, Jon Snow, Mikey. So far, the DWM." You've got really weird rhythm to your sentences. The Draw with Mikey series is probably now my favourite. Oh, awesome. I'm really pleased. Except for the SAS, obviously. Yes, I know indeed. Plus, I like the idea that it's like a chill out session. It is really relaxing. If you can relax to the sound of my voice, then you're already a very laid back person, trust me. Because this is like a long thing to just have buzzing in the background of your life. By the way, I propose an interesting challenge. Try drawing a historical figure of your choice and gender bend them. Ooh, gender bend a historical figure. Sexy female Hitler? Could it be done? Would it be accepted? Would it be socially okay? I mean, it's not like Hitler's done anything bad recently. He's old news. Maybe enough time has passed. Would that offend people? And would I even care if it did? You know what? I probably wouldn't. Sexy historical figures, but like ones that are really controversial. Sexy female Hitler. Sexy Chairman Mao. Sexy Kim Jong-il. Or Kim Jong-il? Kim Jong-il. You know the one. North Korea's finest of the fine leaders. That would be, yeah, that's a great idea. I like that as well. I'm going to have to shelve it for later, but I will give that a thought as to how would I actually make that happen if I really wanted to do it. That might be a good bit of fun indeed. Let's just give him a little top pocket there. Just have a little stitch line down there. And then on this side, maybe just an arm's going to come down here. And then on this edge, it's going to be all about the fact that the coat's open. So this is kind of like a jacket-wearing octopus person. There's really very little to see about the person below it, but I just wanted to get the idea that there might be an octopus face going on. So maybe we'll have like a smaller sit-down figure, maybe something like this, and I'll give like a different animal's head. What other animals do I know how to draw? Oh, I want to be a panther, as Bill Bailey says. Let's go for that. So, Ryken Strike says... Oh, wait, no, there's even more to Colby's thing. Still loving the artwork. Keep on drawing. Cheers, mate. Cheers, bro. Thank you very much. Ryken Strike. Yo, Miley. Cool. If you're not calling me Mickey or Mikey, you're calling me Miley, like Miley Cyrus. Okay, I'll just... I mean, I learned to accept it now. I'll just be a woman for you. That's fine. Yo, Miley, please draw Chisato Hatagara for the SAS. Added to the suggestions list, sir. Many thanks. And Lil G. Wearers says... Can someone tell me the exact timestamp for when he talks about a portfolio? So, I talk about having manga and anime in your portfolio in the last episode. And that last episode's so long, I talk about it somewhere in there. So, I'm not going to go back through that video and look for it. I haven't got the time this morning. Because we need to make this video and upload it and stuff and ting. Maybe if I have... Tentacle kind of comes up there. If this one... loops round, really roughly, then we can indicate that there might be a tie that comes off here, something like that. Yeah, it's going to make sense, don't you worry. We'll darken out the areas and it'll all start to look like something quite feasible. So, yeah, let's have another kind of head-shaped face over here. So, Panther, what do panthers look like? They've kind of nosy bits. That's kind of what they sort of do. And then they have mouthy bits. I'm trying to remember, am I drawing a panther or a lion? I'm trying to remember how things look like in The Lion King. And then they've got that. And when they haven't got that, they've like little under chin. And then their faces are always kind of like, they bulge more in a panther because it's a big cat. So it might have a bulgy face up around like that. And then up on this edge, it would out more and along. And it's got a head frame, but kind of follows some lines around here. And the nose bridges up there. And then you get like panther eyes, something like that. Wildcat eyes go up and around, down and around. Kind of like so. Won't be the most perfect panther in the world, but hopefully it will really roughly get the idea across, something like that. Var, like so over var, and then here, like here. Okay, so we're going to say panther, some sort of generic cat is what we're going to go. If it looks like a panther, we'll be very, very lucky. But we'll go for Catus genericus, society's most common form of wild animal, and then maybe he'll just have like an open shirt look. The thing about octopus guy over here is that it's mostly just a picture of an octopus, and at the very, very back, there's an attempt to also put in maybe a bit of a suit. Whereas panther suit guy, you get to have like a bit of an open chest vibe. He's definitely a gentleman panther on a plough, just doing his thing. Looking for them hot panther chicks, you know. Maybe he's not such a nice guy. Maybe he's looking for those hot panther chicks that aren't watching their drink at the club. Maybe he's going to put in a little bit of special panther juice into their drink before he brings it over to their table. And then keep an eye on them later and wait till they're alone and more vulnerable away from their hot panther friends. And then offer them a lift home that they'll never remember. And then 5 years later, after the panther becomes a BBC presenter, it'll all come out in the news media and he'll eventually go to jail. So, yeah. Don't trust Panther Guy, if anything. I thought I was drawing a good character. But the more I think of it, I realise I'm drawing a really rapey club panther. So, swings and roundabouts, everybody. Don't trust everything you see in life. That's the message I want you to take away from this episode. Two messages from today's Drawer with Mikey. If you're going to stalk people and observe things and creep out in people's garden, try to do it at night, because you'll get caught less. This is terrible advice. And don't trust people with the heads of panthers in clubs, because they might try to roofie your drink. And, you know, you've got to just look after yourself in life, okay? Be safe. Be safe, everybody. Mikey just wants you to be safe. Or be stalkers, one or the other. Okay, totally legit advice. God, if any of you actually become real stalkers and stuff like that, just don't mention me if you get caught by the police, please. I don't want to be involved in like a character witness statement or something like that. It's what you say to your ex-girlfriend, isn't it? Just don't mention me in the suicide note, whatever you do. Okay, brilliant. So that already much more looks like an animal, well, an animal head with a suit body, even though it's really roughed out. Back to your comments, because the episodes have to always be a little bit quicker than I ever planned for. Extra Therese says, even though I don't watch Game of Thrones, the drawing is good. Thank you very much, sir. For suggestions, I'm still waiting for Police Girl, Integra, Alucard. Yes! Yes! Master! So, Integra Helsing, or the Police Girl from fucking Helsing as well. Helsing Ultimate as well. She's so cool. And she uses some Vladimir Harkonnen cannons as well in it. She's a really cool character, so I do need to get around to that. I do like that drawing style as well. Really thick, heavy line work happens a lot with that guy's work. In fact, he's going off piste, everybody. He's sailing away. Don't trust him. Let's go for... I am as well. Don't even know if that's in focus. Don't care. A massive Helsing fan. I haven't, because I've got a load of books from Japan last time I was out there, a very, very long time ago. So I haven't read most of these. And the reason why I go to Japan to get them is because, one, I want to go to Japan, but two, if you buy manga in Japan, it's so fucking cheap. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. It is. So, I don't know how much manga books are over there. Like, in the UK, there may be £6-7 for a volume, and if you want to get them secondhand, you'll be paying £3-4. In Japan, because it's so common, you can pick up manga for like 80p, £1.20, £3 if it's a little bit better condition. So, it's brilliant. So I bought absolutely tons and shipped it back. But yeah, I'm going to be reading through Helsing eventually. I have watched all of the Helsing Ultimate anyway, so I think I probably know the plot, but can't bloody wait to read my way through. Alex Garcia says, you should watch YouTubers like Sky Does Minecraft. Oh, you know what? I've heard of Sky Does Minecraft. I've never watched it, because I don't play Minecraft myself, but I know it's crazy popular, or at least it was about 3 years ago. House Owner or Game Theorists? Oh, I'm subscribed to Game Theorists. That's great. Yeah, they do loads of really interesting stuff about, obviously, retro gaming things. So yeah. Well, I wouldn't say I'm a massive fan of them, but I'm certainly subscribed to them. I do think their videos are worth watching if you're a bit bored and chilling out. Good suggestion, sir. And then you further say, okay, so you want to see our drawings, right? How would you feel about receiving about 60 plus drawings? I would feel very overwhelmed and not very happy about it, sir. Just counted and it's around 379 drawings. Yeah, don't send me all of them, mate. I legitimately, if you send me that many drawings, I will never look at all of them. Why don't you just sell me? Oh, fucking hell. If you want to send me your art on Facebook, mate, send me your favourite 3 or favourite 5 or something like that, yeah? Just a really small selection for me to take a look at. I'm not going to trawl my way through a massive art file. But many thanks for offering nonetheless. I do appreciate it. Alex Fulton, hello. Hey, Mikey, can you draw Powerpuff Girls like they're in their teens but making them Japaneseies? Yes, Japaneseies, Powerpuffies, SAS girls. That will be added to the list. Thanks for the suggestion. Hoshi Love 21 says, can you also draw anime guys? Yeah, we'll get round to it. Don't you worry. Like, I say it a lot. We will be getting around to the guys. We've just got loads and loads more tutorials to get done for the girls first. It's just a process, man. But yeah, it does need to be done. I do agree. Armin Egg. Oh my god, names. Armin Egg Dammy Drums. I hope I'm not completely raping your name, sir. Hi, Mikey. You asked the last video what martial arts I'm doing. Oh, yes! Yeah, I did. And since it's Kung Fu stroke Wushu, I had the idea that you could maybe add the legend Bruce Lee to your list of characters. So Bruce Lee's a JKD guy. He does Jeet Kune Do, because I love martial arts as well, sir. Well, more of an enthusiast. I don't really do anything now. Yeah, awesome. Wushu's like competition style with set techniques. That's very, very cool, sir. And yes, doing a bit of Bruce Lee would be nice. Not an SAS Bruce Lee, though. That'd be disrespectful to a dead person I actually have immense respect for. Really brought martial arts and Kung Fu to the Western audience back in the day when it was much less accessible. Just going to adjust this phone Dell camera. Lovely, just a little bit. I noticed things were dropping off screen. And finally, drop that Mikey Mega Mega Mix time-lapse mixtape. Yeah, that's going to happen. So in the last drawing tutorial I did, back by popular request, I'm actually very surprised you even wanted that shit. I did another super sad, super cheesy time-lapse video, which, to be fair, I did enjoy making. I was really aware of how, like, corny and awkward it was. But, fuck it. I get to do whatever I want because it's my channel. Yeah, that is. One day there'll be a mixtape on iTunes or something like that, and you will all regret the day you asked for it. It'll be just awful. Mikey covers the best of Eminem, rapping over Beyonce and other great artists. Really just Mikey ruining everything you know and love through song, the majesty of song. Okay, let's get up here. There's all sorts of hair and fur, so it's very difficult without actually drawing in individual hairs to show the shapes and fur lines. So I'm really just trying to spend a moment here to map out loads of different areas of light and dark furs. So that's kind of what's going on with all these weird, estranged lines and shapes that I'm drawing on. Just mapping out areas and planes. It's all really big news. And that way I get to start to have firmer lines and understand where everything is in relation to everything else. Like so. Like so indeed. Okay. Can't quite tell if it's a cat. Can't quite tell if it's a dog. It really is right in between at the moment. And AMV Wonderland. Hello, I'm drawing Yume from Haito Gensu no Grinja. You should check out the art style of the light novel. It's very interesting and beautiful. Alright, let's have a look. Gensu no Grinja. I'm just going to do a cheeky little copy paste off camera into Google. Give it a paste. Click on images. Oh. Yeah, I see what you like about it straight away. So it looks like a Dungeons and Dragons style questing game with lots of really nice character design. The imagery is actually beautiful. There's just lots of shots of bums as well. So swings and roundabouts. Okay, good suggestion. Della Rosa Art, welcome back, sir. Draw Afro Samurai. Oh, another excellent suggestion. I do quite like Afro Samurai. I think, was it done by DMZ? They did like the soundtrack to it or something like that. So yeah, we can pop that in the future. Maybe an SAS version. Who knows? I'm not sure which one you're referring to, but very cool visual style for them. Dolan Aki says, draw Sona from League of Legends. Another SAS suggestion. Miyavi Akira, hello. I live in Georgia currently. Oh, sweet. About an hour away from Atlanta. Yes, places that I used to live in as well. Very, very cool. Although I was like a little kid properly back then, and even littler when I was somewhere in some other country in South America, but I won't tell you which one because it'll only help you guess exactly where I'm from. Not that it's a secret, it's just a guessing game. Eventually I will certainly tell you. I just want to see if anybody else gets it right first. So I think it's pretty cool we've both lived in roughly the same area. Yeah, that is fucking cool, actually. Keep up the good work in the States for me on my behalf. Flop, the superpower to use every superpower. So we had loads of really good questions from 6.5 out of 10 IGN and some other people in the last episode. Which I threw back at you guys. Obviously, the question I'm really throwing today is what music do you listen to when you're drawing your artwork at home, if you're not listening to me? But one of them was, if you could have any superpower, I think, what would it be? I can't even remember what I choose. Probably immortality or the ability to learn languages really easily. And then you've said every superpower as a superpower. That's cheating. You know the rules. You can't have infinite wishes from the wish well. Mighty Pie says, how do you feel when people beat the meat to your drawings? Dirty and deeply disappointed inside. I feel like, basically, like the drawings I do are kind of sexy and etchy sometimes. But if you're beating the meat to that, you're missing out on the fact that you have the internet. Like, there's much sexier stuff out there. So I'm saying if you're going to give yourself a treat there's better stuff to view, you know what I mean? Like, try some stuff with real people in it. Not that I'm going to suggest porn to you, but, you know, try some real people stuff. That's some good stuff. That's good watching. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, do what you want in your own house. As long as I don't have to hear about it, I don't care. Tim, know your goddamn motherfucking business, bitch, says, thanks for the comment, Mikey. Badass drawings you did there. Working on using Photoshop to colour that picture, and I was inking Haribo. Whilst watching this, we'll send you a link when it's all done and ready. Haribo, an excellent character. One of my favourites from Bleach. Does Bleach still happen? Oh yeah, isn't it like the right hand of the king arc or something like that? I will have to catch up on what's going on in popular manga. I'm currently fucking psyched because Hunter x Hunter's back on again. It's still making that. Although, you know, if you know anything about reading Hunter x Hunter, you'll get one episode every 5 years or something like that. But I'm really glad he's working on it at his own pace, at least. I don't want him to get worn out. But I do certainly want him to make more Hunter x Hunter because I love it. And Udsway says, great drawing, man. Cheers, Udsway. Love how much emotion is in the piece. Oh, yeah, the Jon Snow Rebirth one in the other episode. I heard another of your fans wanting you to draw Tracer from Overwatch. It's actually a great idea. I don't know what Overwatch is. Like, it's a suggestion that I've added to the list, but I don't know who Tracer is. I'm assuming a female character. And I don't know what Overwatch is. I'm assuming it's a fighting game. Is it something to do with Borderlands? Is that a game? It's another game that I've never played or know anything about. But yeah, okay, if we're getting loads of suggestions on it, it'll bump further up the list, I'm sure. 6.5 out of 10 IGN, the regular. Hi, expected you to dodge your extreme list of questions. Props for powering through. Just check the last episode, everybody, if you want to know what questions they were. They were indeed a very extreme list. Star Wars over Star Trek? Yeah, obviously. Congrats on growing the channel, you deserve it. Sooner rather than later, you're going to end up not being able to answer all the comments. And that will make Mikey so sad if we reach that point. I mean, it might well happen, which is kind of good and kind of the only sad thing about getting bigger as well. But I've moaned about that before, not being able to answer all comments if I get loads. Real shame, because I love the whole, you know, interaction vibe. It's good, isn't it? Internet friends. Yeah, Star Wars over Star Trek, sure. But I would take the last 2 Star Trek films, the new ones they did. They were really good. I would take them over the Star Wars prequels any day. Having to watch the Star Wars prequels again is a real mixed bag. They're not the worst thing in the world, like a lot of people say, but they are a massive fucking letdown. And the new Star Trek film, so I think it's J.J. Abrams directed him. He knows what he's doing these days. And he did the new Star Trek and the new Star Wars, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I think he did all of them. But yeah, I really like his film style. It's really exciting stuff. Keeps you entertained. So the new Star Trek, I'm actually, yeah, really vibing it. And I'm really excited about whatever the third new Star Trek will be. I'm assuming they're going to make a trilogy at least out of the new sit-up. Luo Oli says, I would really like a tutorial about inking for noobs, just like your other tutorials. Actually, sir, I've done a tutorial on inking with different line weights, so I do recommend you see that. I've not really covered loads of things about how to do cross-hatching and stuff like that, so I do intend to do a really super simple but useful tutorial on how to use a pencil. I know that sounds really corny and really obvious, but it would have loads of techniques in there. Hopefully, it's on my to-do list. And maybe also how to use a pen or ink with pens and so on. So we will come round to that in the future. Don't you worry, sir. Bite says, good job with your art skills. Thank you very much, Bite. What am I going to draw for my next Draw with Mikey episode? Or do I come up with the ideas on the spot? Oh, yeah, that's a good point. You know what? It's half and half. Like, because there's no rules to this series that you get on a Wednesday, Draw with Mikey. Sometimes I'll imagineer something that I want to draw. Sometimes I'll draw something that already exists. Or sometimes I just want to build up a skill and work on drawing poses. Or I will just draw whatever comes into my mind. Like, this particular episode's a bit more random pictures. Because the whole point is it's just what I'm doing in the art book anyway. Like, sometimes when you're filling your sketchbook, you practice. Sometimes you draw ideas. Sometimes you copy stuff off the TV. Sometimes you just start putting the pen on the paper and random lines, and you just want to see what eventually comes out. So that's pretty much what I do in this series as well. It changes every time. Sometimes there's a plan. Sometimes there's not. And either time, it's okay. Timothy Messer, here at the Buy Mikey a Print Foundation. Oh, yeah. Hi. Here at the Buy Mikey a Print Foundation, we make sure that no artist named Mikey will ever go thirsty or sober ever again, with your thoughtful donation. So buy a print for Mikey today, and he will remember it for a lifetime. I'm so writing this charity off on my taxes. So buy a print, buy a pint, I should say. Yeah, I can't even remember what that's in relation to. I think I said basically you're not legitimately a human being until you're old enough to buy me a pint at a pub. And I stand behind that. That's the truth. Young Aunt says, in response to what you said about the diversity in a portfolio, I do completely agree with you on that. Currently, my portfolio consists of life drawing, stylized work, and drawing landscapes and perspective. Yeah, absolutely. Mix it up. Whatever you're doing, do other stuff as well. Portfolio is a great way just to express your art skills, get your practice in, build up your progress. And unlike separate sheets of paper when it comes to a sketchbook, they're all in one place, so you can flick back and see what you were doing before and what you want to do later. And a portfolio, which is obviously like a finalized version of your sketchbook and loose work that you would present to a business or another people or a university for your art course or whatever it is, that should absolutely show a range of skills. You want to show people that you are a multi-talented type of person, not that you can just draw the same pose in loads of different ways. So you've got to have a wide range on there, and you will get more respect and a much better response, and generally your art skills would be much more leveled up and you'll be much better at what you do as a result of it. So absolutely agree. Mahale Angelito says, cool to see you too. William White, greetings, Mr. Megamega. Hello there, sir. Mr. White, I apologise in advance for the length of this note. To read more. Oh, oh Christ. I should have expanded this a long time ago. Fast reading time. I'm going to summarise this. Oh, you did some art inspired by me. Oh, that's really cool. Let's have a look at your links. He's dropped some links to Deviant art pages, which I'm just having a little looky look at. Oh, I've opened the Deviant art page, and the first thing I see is a mature content warning. Oh my goodness, let's take a look. I'm very intrigued. Oh, I thought it was just going to be like loads of nipples out or something like that. You've drawn a really fucking awesome power version of kind of like a gender bender guts. Oh, check out this guy's... Go back to the last episode where I've got all the comments that I'm reading this episode. Check out this guy's link. He's drawn a really good pencil guts. The other one I'm trying to open for Gender Swap Cloud. Your Gender Swap Cloud looks cool. Doesn't look like it has anything to do with Cloud other than... Oh, it's a Gender Swap Sephiroth! I was just like, what's that? He's got a big Buster Sword, but he's holding Jennifer's head. So it must be more of a Sephiroth. That is actually great. Nice one, sir. I like your inking work. Your hatching's very good. So, from a long time ago in a country far, far away, I posted to you saying something like, hey, Mr. Megamega, you're my hero. You should draw Genbed Vash the Stampede. I'm going to too. I do remember. You were all like, oh, let's draw Vash together. And I don't think you ever did. So that makes you a loser. And I'm the winner. Yes, I won. You did it and then you ruined it. Ah, you started to tone it and then you're fixing it. It is tough to overwork your manga and art, dude. I do completely get what you're on about. Sometimes you do a drawing and you think it's brilliant and then you crack on with it and then you've ruined it and you're just like, oh no, why didn't I stop? That is a trouble for every artist, I'm sure. Done most of the tone for Clown and fixing Vash in Photoshop. It'll be up soon. Love your videos. Love your face. I say give up your day job and just do YouTube videos to entertain everybody and follow your dreams. I would love to do that, but I also need to, you know, pay rent and have financial security. So until my YouTube channel gets much bigger, I will still go to an office job in the day, which I need to go to fairly soon. It's first thing in the morning and I need to have a shower. Everything you draw is so amazing, says Amelia9081. Thank you very much. I remember when you had like 10 subscribers. You remember very, very far back, Amelia. Well done, you. Many thanks for the support. So anyway, this episode, again, to avoid it going long, means we're going to drop into some time-lapse where I am going to indeed play some Kill the Noise mixes on the background, and I'll see you guys right at the end. And there you have it, guys. A random quick bit of animal-headed madness. Maybe something worth having a go for you guys at home. Draw yourselves loads of characters or loads of human bodies, but then try sticking loads of different animal heads on it. It's quite a fun thing to do, after all. I might somehow try to incorporate these into actual characters into something else for the future. But I hope you guys have had a lovely time along with this episode. Hope you've managed to get your own artwork and stuff done in the background. As ever, if you want to submit your artwork to me, join it on Facebook. That's where we kind of do that sort of thing. And if you've got any comments and suggestions of your own, get in the comments section. Tell me what channels you're watching, what music do you listen to when you're doing your own artwork, and I'll read them out next episode. Love you guys, goodbye!